Trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you see someone on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, or any other social media that shows you that only by trading 1, 2, 3 hours a day with some magical indicator, magical strategy, it's a scam. Stop following them. It's a scam. I will say it again. It does not exist. Trading is a full-time work. 16, 17, 18 hours a day, at least in the first year and a half. You put all the work into trading. You don't have social life. You don't have anything other than building your own strategy, your own set of rules on the technical side and on the mental side. If you look on all the big names out there, whether it's Tom Lee, Mr. Carter Worth, all the other big names, they are all putting in the work. They still work 12, 13, 14 hours a day to really understand what the market is trying to tell them on the technical side. Once you understand this, then you start working on your mental side, the psychology behind trading. So stop looking for the shortcuts, and start put in the work. Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI'S.com here. Thailand, Koh Phangan. Change of scenery, change of mindset. This is financial freedom, to be your own boss, to take vacations whenever and wherever you want. Spend with your family as much time as possible. Without any further ado, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Let's hit the charts. SPA and the daily, perfect example of why trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. As you can see, this white trend line from resistance since November 2022, now support in the past 2-3 days, broke up and above, and now support together with the 451. Let's see continuation towards 463 and then all-time highs. If we can close the next quarter, this quarter, all-time highs, we are heading towards 500 by the end of 2023. QQQ. Trend lines helps us to identify where price might be heading next with high probability. Trend lines shows us the way that for now the Qs are in an uptrend. We have a gap at the 373, 374, but this trend line helps us to identify the higher highs. This trend line supports the higher lows. Let's see where Qs are heading. Netflix, Tesla, coming up tomorrow, Wednesday, after the bell. Let's see. IWM, finally after a few days of consolidation, broke up the 193, now heading towards this white trend line. Now the 193 will become support. Follow price, use levels and trend lines as your risk management. Look left where price came from, where it might be heading next. We can take Fibonacci to help us to identify support and resistance for the future. Dow Jones finally breaking this massive 345, 350 area of resistance. Now 350 is next. Dow Jones finally breaking above the 345 area. Look left, 345, major level of support and resistance, breaking above it. 350 will be next. Weekly close above 350. We are heading towards 357 and then all-time highs. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Where the Dow will end 2023? My opinion is not relevant because I don't want you to be biased. Bitcoin struggling very hard to keep head above the 30K. As you can see, 27 days and counting. 30K is holding. Let's see if bulls of Bitcoin will wake up, break above the 31,500 towards 36 440. If bulls of Bitcoin will give up, we are going towards 27K in my opinion. Ethereum holding the 1900s. We have here its trend line that helps us to identify the short-term higher lows, but we need higher highs, and this trend line over here helps us to identify the higher highs. But for now, 1900 support, 1980 resistance. Oil, some kind of a pullback. Now 75 is the support. Below it we are heading towards 73. Let's see continuation towards 78, and then we are heading 81 and 85. Follow prices levels as your guide for future support or resistance. Depends if you're short or long. Natural gas uptrend, but in the short term we have retracement. Now the 2.5 is the support. Let's see breaking above this trend line towards 270. Above 270 we are heading towards once again the upper white trend line. Gold, now 1980 is the support. Resistance broke up, now needs to hold, otherwise 1960 to the downside. Let's see continuation towards 2000s. Above the 2000s we are heading towards 2065. Netflix with earnings coming up tomorrow after the bell. Bullish day on Netflix. Someone always knows something, you can be sure of that. 480 now is the resistance, 457 is the support, but anything can happen after earnings. It all depends on market reactions to the numbers. Tesla also earnings coming up tomorrow after the bell. 283 the support, 297 resistance. Good reaction for Tesla numbers, and we will break this trend line to the upside towards 336, and then all the way towards this trend line over here. Bad reaction, and this trend line will get broken to the downside towards 240, and this gap will get filled. Stay tuned. We are in earnings season, heating up and getting boiled. Apple inside candle, doji 195 still the resistance, and trend lines. As you can see, without even Fibonacci, trend lines gives us resistance, support, and this one here, support, breaking up and above, where we cannot look left because Apple are in all-time highs. So where Apple might be heading next, above the 195, above this white trend line, we can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, 201, 211, and then 242. Let me know what you think, where Apple is heading, let me know the number that you think that Apple will end 2023. Once again, my opinion is not relevant. Members knows my opinion, where Apple is heading. Check the links in the description below. If you want to join Fibonacci-Traders Discord, we have many channels free, and of course we have some channels, paid channels, where you can discuss 24/7 day trading, swing trading, get guidance and support almost 24/7. Check the links in the description below. AMD bounce, we had this trend bounce towards the 50% area, now struggling. This white trend line to the downside is the support, this white trend line to the upside is the resistance for the higher highs. Can AMD continue this bounce towards the 122, or breaking below this white trend line together with the 112, and we are heading towards 94. Meta unstoppable, Even though we see 4 days in a row dojis, indecision because we have this gap. Bulls wants to close the gap, close above the 320 and keep running toward the 350. Bears won't let them. This is why we see dojis. Doji is the most significant signal of indecision in the market. And price action, 298 is the support. Shopify, close the gap over here. As we know, more than 80% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. This gap from last week got filled. And you know this trend line, because we drew this trend line a few weeks back. Broke to the upside, went back from resistance to support. Now let's see continuation above 67 and next will be 71. Above 71 we are heading towards this purple trend line once again. Riot, we had trend line, now looks like Riot is heading back, retesting this trend line as support, but long way ahead. 1635 needs to hold. If 1635 will fail to hold, we are heading towards this trend line. Or if 1635 will hold, we are going back to the next leg up. Mara, same thing. Trend lines from resistance, broke up above support. Now 16 needs to hold and break up and above once again this trend line towards the 19 area. Above 19 we are heading towards 2350. Nvidia slowly grinding up. This trend line is not relevant. 488 is the resistance. We have a slight gap over here at the 439 together with this trend line. As you can see, this trend line from resistance to support. Above 488 we are heading 460. Microsoft almost went all the way up towards this white trend line. I assume we will get another retest of this trend line during this week. Now 351, 342 is the support. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Check the links in the description below for more educational resources, many more resources that will help you to become a better trader each and every day on the technical side and on the mental side. Until the next video, do good things.